morning, children. I hope you have read about Vietnam. Yes, today we will be discussing about Nigeria. It is a African country and it was a colony of British. So there will be a comparison between people under British in India to that of people of Nigeria under British. Or they may ask you to compare the situations or compare the sufferings of people of Vietnam under French and people of India under British. Okay, so different ways are there. Now come back to Nigeria. Nigeria, main thing is we had a religious difference, children, that is Muslims and Hindus. Okay, keep this in your mind. In Nigeria, you had 3 different tribes in 3 different regions, children. Regional differences, because Africa is a tribal continent, because many hundreds of tribals are there, and Nigeria also had 3 types of tribal groups. That is, in the northern part you have Hausa Fulani, children, this one, because this part of Nigeria, this is Nigeria, this will be given in the exam and they will ask you to analyze. Understood? So this is Hausa Fulani, and here 2 are there, southwest and southeast are there. Southwest and southeast are of, southeast will be of Igbo tribe and southwest will be of Yoruba tribe. So always there was a internal conflict between the 3, and this was taken as an advantage by the British. Understood? And moreover, you had Niger Delta, which was having lot of oil reserves. Okay, so Britain was under it, and lot of cocoa was grown in Nigeria, children. Cocoa and palm oil, palm, that was grown. So what happened is, this Nigeria Hausa Fulani people were of Muslims, children. They were predominantly Muslims, and southwestern portions were Christians. So there was a religional as well as regional conflict between the 3. Okay, and what happened is, see, a common democratic political system was not built before, and so what happened, there was lot of confusion and a lot of conflict between the 3 groups, and what happened, its natural resources were exploited due to this by the British. Okay, the region of River Niger is one of the most densely populated countries of Africa. This region has suffered from different kinds of colonial rule. Okay, and tribal peasants were captured in the interior of the forests and sold to Europeans as slaves. You all know that slave trade was there. People were taken away from Africa and sold in European markets as slaves, isn't it? So Britain has done a lot like this, and after slave trade was abolished in 19th century, a new interest developed for colonial powers in the trade of agricultural produce of this area, especially palm oil and cocoa. Okay, so these you have to underline in your textbooks also, children. And the capital of Nigeria is Lagos. So the Britain started its administration from Lagos, and racism was a common thing. You all know that there you had whites and blacks, and the whites used to feel that it is their burden to train the blacks, whom they used to think that they were uncivilized, especially Africans. Okay, and in the box there is a concept called Pan-Africanism. For 2 marks or 1 marks you may be expecting this, children. What is Pan-Africanism means? Nothing but all the tribal groups in Africa, irrespective of countries, come together. That is called Pan-Africanism. I will read out, you just listen. Pan-Africanism is an idea which promotes the unity of all African people, irrespective of country or tribe. This unity would help not only to fight colonialism and racial discrimination, but also to build unity among tribes and communities living on the continent based on principles of equality, social justice, and human dignity. So one person in this regard is Kwame Nkrumah. Okay, so that is regarding Pan-Africanism. And here what happened is, educated Africans were not given chance, like even in our India also, what did they do? High posts in the administration were not given to the local educated people. Okay, and they were deprived of, and only the rich allied people, only the rich people were given some jobs or some authorities, or otherwise common people were totally exploited. Okay, South Nigeria got access to modern education and administrative modernization, but pre-modern traditions continued in the north. So this was the main reason for differences between the two. South was having education, north was not having education. So there the conflicts started. The north was not able to develop a modern educated social class. The British also, by 1939, what happened? British also separated Yoruba and Igbo regions into western and eastern Nigeria and encouraged competition and conflict between the three major tribal groups. Here what happened? It encouraged Muslims over Hindus to get a separate country for Muslims. There what it do? It started making conflicts between the three. Okay, and then later what happened? Herbert Macaulay formed the Nigerian National Democratic Party, that is NNDP. Okay, and this was the first Nigerian political party. Later, Macaulay also supported military attacks on British colonial government. That is, they wanted to get rid of the British. And then you have National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, that is NCNC. Okay, and he also supported Pan-Africanism and Pan-Nigerian based nationalist movement. That is, they encouraged all the people to fight against the British to get independence. And Aziki was the leader. Okay, so here what happened? We have, see, Nigerian nationalists had the twin task of fighting the British and also unifying the different tribal groups. Understood? They had two aims. One is getting rid of the British from the country, and the other one is unifying all the three tribal groups. Okay, and then later on, independence and weak democracy. After the wave of nationalism in Nigeria, the British decided to hand over power to the Nigerians. Okay, and in Nigeria became independent in 1963, children, but unfortunately it was not able to balance the power. And here what happened? There was a clash between the government and the civilians on the oil issues. Okay, oil corporations. Okay, so here the military regime and multinational oil corporations which funded the corrupt rulers worked together. Desperate corruption and suppression of human rights in Nigeria. Then again, this was another sort of exploitation on the Nigerians. After a long period of military dictatorship, Nigerians elected a democratic government in 1999. It remains to be seen how it faces the challenges of building a democratic Nigeria, because always there are conflicts between the three regions. Okay, and then oil, environment and politics. This is something different from Nigeria, children, because Niger Delta is very, very famous and all the people had their eye on this Niger Delta in the extraction of oil. So here let us see, most of the power was for the Dutch Shell Company. Dutch means people of Netherlands. Okay, so sometimes if you go to the petrol bunk, you'll have the Shell Company. So today it is the most important natural resource of Nigeria, and the Dutch Shell Company got the rights of oil drilling. And this is an environmental issue also, children, because when the oil was being drilled, so there was oil spillage. Spillage అంటే ఇట్లా ఏమంటాం, చిల్లుతుంది కదా, మనం బోర్ వేసేప్పుడు చూసారు ఎప్పుడన్నా, when the bore is being drilled, what will happen? You have first all the dust comes out, then you have the spillage of water with sand. So here when the oil was being drilled, you have the spillage of oil in the river, and thereby the aqua animals which are living in the water, aquatic animals, were killed. Okay, so here it is being given, most of the oil wells are owned by these corporations which extract Nigerian oil and share part of its profits with the military rulers. But the common people get very little benefit from this. In addition, the coastal environment of Nigeria has been disturbed because of reckless oil extraction by foreign oil companies, and oil spillage from oil wells has a major impact on the ecosystem. This mangrove forest or the forest area is being spoiled, and also the river water. Okay, and about 5 to 10% of Nigerian mangrove ecosystems have been destroyed either by clearing or oil. Spills destroy crops and aquaculture through contamination of the groundwater and soil. This is also there because canals are being drawing water from the Niger River to the fields. So automatically when the oil is spilled into the rivers, the fields also will be spoiled. Understood? And so here drinking water is also frequently contaminated because of the spillage of water, oil into the river. Okay. So with this we will finish off, children. You all can read the lesson. Nothing much is there about Nigeria. Okay. So you can start writing the question answers, and I will be keeping the pics of this lesson on Monday. Okay. Meanwhile, you finish up the lessons which we have done earlier. Okay, children. Thank you.